On those hot hunts, the Dometic CFX5 keeps food cold and ice solid without the usual hassle. It's one less thing to worry about, so you can focus on bringing home some meat. Set it up, let it run, and know your provisions are handled. Head to Dometic.com to learn more about Dometic electric coolers.
MeatEater Kids!
It's time for Why It's the Way It Is.
Hey kids, my name is Clay Nukem, and today I want to tell you about wolves. And the question that we're going to answer is, why does a wolf howl? But first I want to tell you a story. One time I was deep in the wilderness of East Central Alaska. We were moose hunting, and on the second day of the hunt, I saw a pack of 14 black wolves together. And when I say they were black, I mean they were jet black, like the night. And I will never, ever forget watching one of them sit down on his haunches and rear his head back and howl. We were so far away, it took the sound some time to get to us. But that was the first time that I ever heard a wolf howl, and I'll never forget it. They were all just playing out in this field. They were just wrestling around like yard dogs, and they stayed within sight for a long period of time. I couldn't believe that they were all black, because wolves can be a variety of different colors. They can be gray, they can be brown, they can be gray and black, they can be all white. But wolves are these incredible animals, and I was mesmerized as I watched them. And I knew what they were trying to do. They were trying to hunt a moose, just like me. Wolves are the largest dog species in the world. They're related to coyotes and jackals and all the other dogs, but they are the biggest. They're carnivores, so they eat only meat. Wolves live in North America, but also in Europe and Asia, in the northern parts. And the wolf that we're talking about, the wolf that we have in North America, is the gray wolf. There are also small numbers of what they call red wolves. But of all the wild dog species in the world, the gray wolf is the most specialized in hunting in cooperative packs. And those packs can have up to 20 wolves in them. The one that I saw had 14. And those packs are usually a male and a female and their offspring. And one thing that's interesting to remember about wolves is that modern dogs, the dog that lives at your house, is related to wolves, and they came from wolves, which is really cool. Probably the most striking feature of the wolves that I saw was how big they were. They were huge. Wolves can be over 6 feet long. They can be over 30 inches tall at the shoulder, and the biggest wolves in the world can weigh 175 pounds. But most wolves weigh about 100 pounds. And something interesting that I learned is that wolves, they live in the cold places of the world where there's snow. The pads of their feet have their own heating and cooling system. So their body can be warm, and the pads of their feet are just above freezing, so they don't have to waste energy trying to keep the pads of their feet warm that's touching the snow all the time. So they have like a different air conditioning and heating unit for the soles of their feet, which I think is pretty neat. And I'll tell you that a wolf track is huge. Have you ever seen a dog track like in the mud or in the sand? And it's usually about as big as maybe a plum or a peach. A wolf track can be as big as a grapefruit. They're giant. Wolves are carnivores. They have big canine teeth right up in the front of their mouth, and that means they only eat meat. And wolves, as they hunt in packs, specialize in killing deer, moose, caribou, elk, hooved game. That's their favorite thing to eat. And a wolf, an individual wolf, will eat from 4 to 7 pounds of meat per day. Per day. Can you imagine eating that much meat every day? But what's even more astonishing is that a wolf can eat up to 20 pounds of meat in a day. Because a wolf, he might hunt for a whole month and only kill animals 2 or 3 times during that month. So he might only have a couple of big meals, and so he's got to gorge himself. So he can cram 20 pounds of meat into his belly. And the females, when they're rearing wolf pups, they will go back to the den and regurgitate meat out of their stomach right to the pups, who will eat the meat. Now that's pretty wild. But I really want to get back to the original question that we had at the beginning. Why does a wolf howl? Wolves are incredibly social animals. We know that their packs are made up of the mom and dad and their offspring, and oftentimes they've got to spread out over long distances to go and hunt. The more they spread out, sometimes the better chance they have of killing an animal. And they have an extremely loud howl. And it's because they live in these vast wilderness areas. And there's many reasons why a wolf howls. They howl to gather the pack back up if they get separated from each other. Howling might be a call to other wolves that they've just killed something and that the other wolves should come and get a meal. When a wolf is separated from the pack, it makes a distinctive howl to signal its location. It's basically like them saying, "Hey, I'm lost. Where's everybody at?" Howling can be a way for these packs to mark their territory. And maybe this is one of the most important ones, because if you're a wolf pack, you've got to have your territory that only you hunt in. And the way that you tell the world that this is your territory is you howl. And if you're the wolf pack over on the other side of the river, you know good and well that you shouldn't come over there. One of the most unique reasons, though, that a wolf howls is for what they call social bonding. Those wolves that I saw up in Alaska, we watched them and heard them howl. And it was as if they were just celebrating life together. That's what it looked like. They were just playing and wrestling and running around. And I remember one of them, he sat down on his haunches and he just reared his head back and just let off a giant howl. It kind of looked like he was just saying, "I'm just glad to be here with my pack." At one time, the gray and the red wolf covered the entire continent of North America. Today, the gray wolf pretty much lives in Alaska, Canada, and the northern Rockies in the lower 48, but they're now trying to establish a population of wolves in the southern Rocky Mountains and in Mexico. Wolves are incredible animals and are undoubtedly some of the most incredible animals on Earth, and they have a wild howl that, like I said, can be heard for over 10 miles.
What kind of shorts do clouds wear? Thunderwear!
It's time for Guess That Critter, where we play animal sounds and critter calls, and you've got to guess what creature is making those sounds. Don't worry, it ain't too hard. We're going to throw in some clues. Now open up your ears.
That sound you just heard is a scream. These critters scream for a variety of reasons. They can be used as alarm calls to alert others of nearby danger. They can also be used territorially, like when your grouchy neighbor starts shouting, "Hey, you kids get off my lawn!" Most often, though, you'll hear these screams during mating season between late December and February. The females scream to attract males who often respond with barks and other vocalizations. And because they're mostly nocturnal, you'll likely hear this noise at night. Here's what a bark sounds like. These critters are highly adaptable and can live anywhere from forest edges, open fields, and wetlands to urban and suburban areas like parks, gardens, and old buildings. They are omnivores, so they'll eat just about anything, but prefer small animals like rodents, rabbits, and squirrels. They'll also hunt for birds and amphibians, munch on insects and eggs, and forage on fruits and other vegetation. These critters will also eat carrion, decomposing animals, and often get into the garbage. These critters weigh anywhere from 7 to 15 pounds and measure between 39 to 45 inches long, including their tail. That crazy noise is known as geckering. It's often made during aggressive encounters or when young are playing together. Geckering is a sound unique to this critter and is often a series of stuttering, throaty vocalizations that make a chattering or clicking noise. It is often accented by high-pitched sounds as well. Check out this geckering of two youngins playing. Now, try to guess that critter. Okay, it's time for the reveal. It's a red fox. The phrase, sly as a fox, is used to describe someone who is clever, tricksy, or even deceptive. This saying likely originated from the way foxes are portrayed in literature and folklore as clever and cunning creatures. Foxes play a variety of roles in Native American mythology, too. In some southwestern tribes and many tribes of Mexico, the fox is a trickster. In other tribes, such as the Blackfoot and Apache, the fox is associated with fire and the sun, and according to some myths, it was the fox who stole fire to bring to the people. But foxes are simply creatures who are exceptionally good at adapting to their surroundings. They can live and find food almost anywhere. Perhaps that's why they've gained a historic reputation for being such ingenious creatures.
What kind of waves wash up on the small beaches? Microwaves.
It's time for everyone's favorite game show, Trivia. Let's all join in.
I'm joined by Matthew, Mabel, Sage, Amelia, Addison, and Marshall. Each player will earn $10 for conservation with every question they get right. Today, there's a potential for this room to earn up to $180. This week, that donation is going to the National Wild Turkey Federation, who publishes the kids magazine about conservation called Jake's Country. Let's see how much money our players can raise. Question 1. What animal travels in groups that are called a murder? Is it a crow, a falcon, or a vulture?
This one I'm basically guessing.
Oh, just guessing. Okay.
I'm positive.
Wait, what's the middle one?
What animal travels in groups that are called a murder? Your three choices are crows, falcons, or vultures.
I feel like I feel like there's one of these that just makes sense.
Crow, falcon, or vulture?
I just have a feeling.
And crows kill
I have a
everything.
feeling that someone would name it that just because how this animal acts.
Wow.
I do not agree with
Handing
my
out
answer.
some hints. Is everybody ready? Go ahead and reveal your answers, Mabel,
Crow.
Amelia,
Crow.
Marshall,
Falcons.
Sage,
Crow.
Addison,
Crow.
Matthew.
Crow.
The correct answer is a crow. The room did very well. A group of falcons is called a cast. A group of vultures is called a committee. And a group of crows is called a murder. Crows are one of the smartest animals in the world, with some studies comparing their intelligence to that of a 7-year-old human. Now, what do you guys think? We have some 7-year-olds in the room. Addison, do you think a crow is as smart as you are?
Probably.
You think it is?
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Marshall, do you think you or a crow would do better at MeatEater Trivia?
Me, definitely.
You would? Okay.
Well, like at that answer, definitely. Wait, what was the answer?
Crows know how to play chess.
Well,
Oh.
definitely.
Do you know how to play chess?
Yes, I play it every
Okay.
day at school.
On that answer, definitely the board would be smarter because, like, it is the board. Like, it
There you
knows
go.
the answer, but, like, that's the only thing.
That's a
like,
great point.
A crow would know that they're a murder.
Yeah.
Question 2. What's the name for a baby bison? Is it a calf, a fawn, or a colt? What's the name for a baby bison? Is it a calf, a fawn, or a colt? Do you think a crow would get this one right?
No.
Maybe.
Maybe.
No. It's possible.
What's
Actually,
the
probably
name?
because it hunts like all these animals.
What's the name for a baby bison, calf, fawn, or colt? Is everybody ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead and reveal your answers. Mabel,
Calf.
Amelia,
Colt.
Marshall,
Fawn.
Sage,
Calf.
Addison,
Fawn.
Matthew.
Calf.
The correct answer is a calf. The room did pretty well. A calf is a baby bison, a fawn is a baby deer, and a colt is a baby horse. Baby bison are also referred to as red dogs because of their red fur and small stature. Can you guys name some other animals where the babies are a calf?
A cow.
A cow, that's an
moose.
easy one. A moose, you got that one. Any other baby animals that are called calves you guys can think of?
Pronghorn.
Not a pronghorn. Elephants, elk, giraffes, hippos, manatees, moose, you guys got that one. Reindeer, rhinos, and whales.
What
All
about
calves.
Aoudad?
An aoudad? Can't argue with you there, I don't know. Question 3. Which of these is not one of the 5 Great Lakes? Is it Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, or the Great Salt Lake?
The last one like gives it away because they're great.
Well, if you think that's the answer, which of these is not one of the 5 Great Lakes?
Guys,
Lake Superior,
this
Lake
was really
Michigan,
easy.
or Great Salt
Matt,
Lake?
you go to
Wait, what's the
Michigan
fourth
all the
one?
time.
Wow.
What's the fourth
There
one?
we got Sage handing out some more hints. Is it Lake Superior, Lake
Wait,
Michigan,
give me the question again.
or the Great Salt Lake? Which of these is not one of the 5 Great Lakes?
Not.
Not. So 2 of them are one of the 5 Great Lakes, and one of them is not. Is it
What's
Lake
the-
Superior, Lake Michigan, or the Great Salt Lake? Is everybody ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead and reveal your answers. Mabel,
The Great Salt Lake.
Amelia,
Lake Michigan.
Marshall,
Lake
Superior,
Yeah.
Sage,
Salt Lake.
Addison,
Superior.
Matthew.
Superior.
The correct answer is the Great Salt Lake.
What? But
I
it
was
has
born in
great
Utah,
in it.
so-
I tricked you guys. The Great Salt Lake is located in Utah, about 1,200 miles from the Great Lakes. Now, we already know 2 of the Great Lakes, Lake Superior and Lake Michigan. I'll add an extra $10 to the donation for each additional Great Lake you guys can name. Do you know any of the other Great Lakes?
Lake Erie.
Lake Erie is one of them. That means there's 2 more. You have Lake Erie, Lake Superior, and Lake Michigan.
I have no idea.
No idea.
Don't this know. Is the one
I'll
I'm
give
not
you a
good
hint.
at.
One of them starts with an H. Does that help?
No.
The other one starts
No.
with an O.
Helena Lake.
Helena Lake, not quite. The other 2 lakes
Helena Lake.
are Lake Huron and Lake Ontario.
Do we still get those?
You get $10 for Mabel getting Lake Erie. That's it for today's round of trivia. Phil the engineer, how much money did we raise?
Well, with that extra lake, they raised $110.
$110 going to the National Wild Turkey Federation. Well done, kids. Join us next week for more MeatEater Kids Trivia, the only other game show where conservation always wins.
Thanks for listening, everyone. See you next week on MeatEater Kids.